Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to another scene for Darkness in Dublin, the Mage venue, where we have Morgan. Morgan is doing her shit. And by doing her shit, we mean, there's a guy in town. A guy who conveniently knows stuff about stuff. Stuff that she doesn't fucking know. Oh my god, my phone. Why? Why now? Why in this moment? That is not the button I meant to push. There we go. Thanks, phone. All right. Take two. She is walking up because there is a dude here who knows things about things. Things that she actually, as much as it's kind of common parlance, really doesn't know that much about. This isn't her fucking pantheon. This is not her shit. So Morgan has finally gone and recovered, aka dug up the card, which is has been tucked into one of her pouches, like those little drawstring pouches that she has probably gotten numerous fucking supplies for her magic in. She has maintained very carefully not directly touching the card with her skin. So she is going to actually she'll probably have to have it on her. There's no good place to tuck it right nearby. That's a little much. So she will have this this card on her person. In fact, probably for the sake of making sure that it doesn't touch anything else of hers, has like double bagged it, essentially. It's in a drawstring bag. It's also probably in like a shipping envelope. And one of the little kind of bubbly ones, the yellow ones. It's in one of those. And so with this in hand, and her health in far, far better state than it was even just yesterday, kind of distressingly so, we'll be marching up this hill, having presumably walked or driven there as appropriate. But yeah, so Morgan, with her spear actually out so that she can use it as a walking stick, is marching her ass up a hill towards a tent.
You will see the figure of the dream speaker. Do you remember his name?
Dude, his name was ridiculously complicated. I don't fucking remember.
It really wasn't. His name is Albasatra.
Put that in the chat. Put it. What? Put it. How do you spell that shit? What is that?
You just don't Middle Eastern, do you?
I don't. I'm too white for this. It's a problem.
You are the cream puff, Katie.
I am whiter than mayonnaise. It's a problem. Yeah, that was way too much for me. So yeah, marching up towards that guy.
You will see him outside. He's not meditating, but he's sitting with his eyes closed.
Yeah, she'll march up the path. I imagine she has made ample noise in coming up that if he wanted to lift his eyes and look, he could have by now. So once she has gotten up to where the ground is reasonably level again, she'll take a moment to dismiss the spear, put it back around her neck, take a glance over, and, well, if he's not responding to her existence, we'll put her over, sit herself maybe 5 feet away. But just...
He will very casually reach into his pocket. He will withdraw from his pocket a bag of Skittles. He will offer the bag of Skittles to Morgan.
He gains plus 10 relationship points. Morgan will scooch a little closer and will totally take a bag of Skittles. Or however many Skittles he pours into her hands, really. Just
he hands her the bag.
Oh, he is a good man. Yeah, she just scooches closer. She goes ahead and tears the bag open on the spot. And we'll pop one in her mouth before offering another over. Skittle?
He'll shake his head. My friends informed me that you were coming, and I felt it was suitable to have some hospitality ready.
I appreciate the effort.
How may I help you, Miss Morgan?
Well, what with your area of expertise and all, I brought you the devil, I guess? Or at least his calling card? I don't know how this ranks on the infernalism scale, but wasn't about to go taking chances without getting an actual word on it. And if it needs disposing of, I figured you're the guy.
Are you presenting him the card?
She will actually, having warned him before she hands it over, pick up the shipping envelope and just kind of hold it out.
He will open the card. He'll open the envelope with a small knife that he takes from his belt, kind of a letter opener style.
Yeah.
And he'll look inside it, and he'll hold the card in his hand, and he'll say, "This, Miss Morgan, is just a card."
Yeah.
Hmm.
She kind of leans over to look at it. Is there still like the extra star icon on it?
Yes, it is exactly as it was described the first time. Interestingly enough, it doesn't matter how you've kept it. If it's been kept under a bench, if water has leaked on it, etc., it's still as pristine as it was when you first had it.
I don't know. She hasn't actually tried to deface it or anything, though. That would have been an interesting note. She shrugs. I mean, all I know is the last time I saw this thing in action, it was handed to the Archbishop. He burst into green flames, and then Lucifer appeared. And according to Yuki, it was. I mean, she knew what it was. She was, quote, keeping it safe. I decided maybe someone else should keep it safe, considering, you know, kind of hand waves.
He will not. Let me tell you something, Miss Morgan. I have trekked all over this world, and I have sent many denizens of the Dark Dream screaming back to the abyss. Many. In my time, they have mentioned the name of the Lightbringer, Lucifer, Shaitan, whatever name you choose to give him. But in referencing it, they have spat curses at it more dire than the ones they spat against God.
That's so.
He'll nod.
Huh. Well, go fucking figure. I figured this is definitely your purview more than mine. So you're saying that if someone actually did talk to, well, Lucy, kind of eyebrow quirk, it's not infernalism?
Dealing with demons is infernalism.
Is he a demon, technically?
I don't know. I've never met him.
I mean, you're holding the card. I imagine if you think about it hard enough, you could.
Perhaps. But then again, if I also thought about it too hard, he might obliterate me if he's as powerful as he could be.
I mean, you don't cut very many deals with dead people.
Did he offer you a deal?
I want to say at the time he was offering to help without asking something in return, which still seemed sus. And considering how poorly defined infernalism seems to be in this area, everyone started panicking, and it just seemed better not to have the conversation. We erred on the side of caution.
This is reasonable. As I said, I have never encountered this being. All I know is that those denizens of the abyss despise him more than words can say.
Well, I guess if someone was keeping you chained in hell, you'd be pretty bitter. Shrug.
I
It's
can't answer that.
well, shit.
And if speaking to a denizen of the Dark Dream was infernalism, we would have to execute the entirety of House Titalis of the Order of Hermes.
Ew. Good to know.
In the 1970s, they... Never mind, that is not something you need to know.
There's an idle shrug.
He will hold it back. He will hold the card back to you and he'll say, but if this creature is indeed infernal, or if he is a demon, I sense no malice from what it is you present me. There is none of the taint of the abyss that surrounds it.
And she will tentatively take it back, this time actually holding it in her hand, and glance at it. Any idea why it set the Archbishop on fire then?
Because to him it is his antithesis.
Eh.
His belief is so strong that even a vestige of what is his enemy is his bane.
Is there a... On the off chance he does decide to make house calls, is there a real tried and true way of knowing if he is properly a demon by the standards of infernalism? Any special way of looking at him?
Yes, there are two. Do you possess the ability to see the primal nature of all things?
Yep.
His should appear to be black, cantankerous, as if it were malignant.
Huh. And if it's not,
Then he is something that I do not know.
then not your purview and thus not infernalism.
Correct.
Huh. Well, go fucking figure. She kind of shrugs, eyebrows up, and goes ahead and actually tucks the thing into her pocket. Suppose Hold on, I need to look at my fucking little thingy real fast before I ask that question. Where is it? Where are my notes? There they are. Aha, that is not against the rules. So she'll take a second after that and, kind of slump into more comfortable sit, kind of, cross-legged, elbows propped on her thighs, and eat a couple Skittles while processing before glancing over. You you know the keeper? Any chance?
Do I know what, sorry?
Keeper.
I know of the keeper.
Hmm. Or in the awkward question, just trying to kind of suss out who knows what, I guess.
He retired from the world long before I was born.
True enough. I've never spoken to him, huh?
No.
Hmm.
He has, however, I fervently believe, forgotten more about magic than the 9 traditions ever knew.
I mean, probably. From what I can tell. There's another shrug. Well, I guess sorry for wasting your time. Anything I can answer for you about the shit going
No.
on around here? Or at least try?
I will see what I need to see with my own eyes, but you should not waste my time, Miss Morgan. Any time in which one can enlighten one who requires the enlightenment, then it is a good day.
Well, I appreciate it. And the hospitality. She'll kind of wiggle the bag of Skittles. Well, hell, I guess there's not much else I had for you. I figured I was gonna see this thing go up in flames or something. And there's nothing magic on it at all?
Not that I can see.
Eh. Well, alright then.
If I was a betting man, I would say that Whatever is there is merely psychosomatic. You think it has power, but the power was already yours, or already vested within those individuals in whom it is vested.
Huh. Well, guess we'll find out, huh?
I should think so. Good afternoon, Miss Morgan.
Yep. Thanks. She'll start heaving herself up from her sit.
Mm-hmm.
And
His eyes will close again.
And yeah, she will go ahead and turn about, start trotting down the hill, and once she's gotten, past that kind of visibility line, we'll kind of tug the card out of her pocket and look at it real hard, like you fucking betrayed me after all we've been through. She gives it the sus eyes.
No, I didn't.
Oh shit. She'll probably actually stumble a step because it's steep and being startled as a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Then actually, she didn't even pull her spear back out to steady her. So yeah, there's a bit of a windmilling, like, startling people like that. Kind of glances back, and yeah, I'll try for the prime site. Fuck it.
He's sitting in a tree with one of his legs kind of dangling down.
And you know what? It's inadvisable, but it's one of my foci, so I'm gonna do it anyways. Gonna look the devil right in the eyeballs.
Okay.
So it's what, base 6, I want to say?
3.
Oh, 3?
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay. See if I can,
Well,
yeah.
it's base 4. You're using a focus even though you don't have to, which lowers it to 3.
Hot shit. Well, that is still 1 success. That's enough to get a brief flash.
You might want to turn it on for longer.
I will try.
It'll decrease diff 4.
Yeah, she'll bite her lip, use another focus, get some blood.
It'll still be difficulty 4.
Oh. I'll throw a quint then. Yeah, that's another one that's around, I think.
Cool. Yeah. No, that's a scene.
Oh, hot.
All right. You look at him. His under prime sight, he glows brilliant and golden.
Huh. Well, isn't that just the thing? Tuck the card back in her pocket. Look up at him. Stuff both her hands in her pocket. No, wait. One hand in her pocket. The other one has the Skittles. Actually, she'll pull a hand back out. Skittle?
Do you offer the devil a... I was going to say,
I do offer the devil a Skittle!
You look down, because it's about 10 feet in the air. Throw me a red one.
Just shrug. Spill a couple out onto her hand. Find a red one. Pour the rest back into the bag and look it up.
He'll catch it deftly in his hand before eating it. If it helps, I didn't want Yuki to die.
I don't think anyone strictly wanted her to die. Not as a person, anyways.
I tried to help, but people didn't want the help. He'll shrug.
Well, you are, what, the king of hell or some shit?
No. You know, I've never even been to hell.
Well, that's awkward.
Mm-hmm. That was my punishment.
You are the presumed king of hell, and according to at least one big black book, probably technically a demon.
I'm a fallen angel, technically.
The two are considered synonymous by most.
Yeah, there's a big difference.
She kind of shrugs. I see. Go figure.
What did you want me for, Abigail?
There's a blank. Well, I suppose now that you're here, any advice on, stolen baby souls? Or Faust in general, really? Besides, besides murder it, because that's occurred to most people. But
You can't.
hmm?
Well, I suppose you can't kill him properly
Why not?
because that's part of our nature.
Good old fashioned banishing, then, I guess? Kind of quirks her brow. She's obviously running off of like supernatural logic here. This is not her fucking purview.
He'll look down at you and his eyes are very sad. I wish that you can understand. I really do.
I mean, I'm all ears.
All right. You get 3 truths from me. Absolute truths. Use them well.
She kind of rocks back thoughtfully on her heels, pops another Skittle, digs through, flicks another red one up. Because fuck it. No need to be impolite.
He will catch it.
Phrasing's a bitch. Kind of rocks back thoughtfully again.
I'm not going to hold you to the whole exact wording of your shit.
Oh, generous. Then
I don't make deals.
just play games.
When you've got eternity, it gets pretty boring.
I imagine so. Then, I guess the simplest way of asking, what's the best way we can deal with Faust and as satisfactorily and permanently as possible?
And it's simple. You get his true name.
She kind of squints thoughtfully. Might as well go for broke. What's his true name?
I don't know it.
There's a finger snap. Suppose that would have been too easy.
Well, I didn't know all of their true names. There's only one person who does, and one book that records them.
Yeah, and I imagine getting access to it is a bitch.
I should think so.
Mm. Well then, I guess that used too, technically.
I couldn't answer one, so you can have it refunded.
Oh, hot.
I'm not omnipresent, you know?
Hmm?
I'm not omnipresent, I'm just really good at listening.
Fair enough. And it occurs to me that she doesn't technically strictly know about the baby soul because I have not done a scene to find out about that, and I couldn't see it, so I will not ask that. Let me strike that line from the record.
Oh no, you do know.
I do?
I said it. Yeah, he said that he didn't know there was a fetter on the child's soul.
Oh, you did! Thank God. Or thank the devil? I don't know. But, yeah, in that case, she'll rub idly at her chin, at her jawline. So I know there were names involved. But that kid wasn't born or named. So I guess the best question to ask is, how do we go about getting that soul back? Because it wasn't paid for yet.
Well, no, it was, actually. That's the problem. He took what he was given.
I mean, as far as I know, he was given the right to name it, not the right to have it.
He was given the right to its true name.
Hmm. Does that work if it doesn't have one yet?
Ah, therein lies the interesting crux of the matter. That unborn child had a soul, which meant its true name had already been woven, or rather, not necessarily had been woven, but yes, had been woven, but could be rewoven.
She kind of thinks about that and rolls her tongue across her teeth for a second. What do I got to do to get a fourth question? Suppose I
Smile
can
for
try
me.
saying please. Yeah?
Yeah.
She kind of just looks at him like, I mean, eh? But she'll think about it for a second and actually is not one of those people who just. I mean, she does fabricate smiles, but usually viciously. And that probably doesn't count. So she'll think for a second, settle on some thought or another, and produce a smile. An earnest one.
You've got no idea how hard it is to smile at the devil when the devil's wearing his own mask
When the devil's wearing his own way?
today.
I'm sorry, it keeps like hiccuping right as you
Ah,
say the word.
his own mask
Oh, there you
today.
go.
So, ask your question.
What was, or is, at least for now, the child's name?
I don't know what his name is, but I have a rough idea what his name is going to be.
I'll take that instead. She'll go so far as to put up an eyebrow waggle, because why not?
You guys, you nearly made Gabriel fall, or whatever the fuck monogram they go by now, Gabriella, I believe, because she thought that Faust wanted to crack open the gates of hell. That was pretty interesting. You guys were way off. Even Heaven was way off. That's not what he wants.
Huh. You'd think with the ability to just look in the book.
He took a different name from the book. He actually took two, but then again, in the event you're only concerned about one, you're not going to look for another lesser name, are you?
Suppose not. Angel having a panic attack over a name. Go figs.
Because the name was missing, but there are actually two. But if one is more important, if it's so important, then it's going to be burned into your memory. It's going to be the only one you care about. You're going to snap the book closed and react. Because why would you bother checking?
So?
I don't know the actual true name, but I know whose it is.
That'll work.
Okay, kid. We're going to go way back.
Let's go on a fucking journey. She'll actually walk over to stand under the branch, lean against the trunk.
Here's a question. What do you know and what do you think you know?
I mean, I don't know shit. I'm flying by the seat of my pants.
Hmm. So, do you know what original sin is?
The whole apple thing, right?
Mm-hmm. For the record, that wasn't me.
She shrugs. I have friends a lot snakier than you. Kind of twists a glance up.
That's entirely valid life perspective, I suppose.
Don't pitch him a grin, because, might as well take this all in good mood.
Sorry, when I have to read something.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when I say it wasn't me, it was, in a manner of speaking, I suppose, but I wasn't trying to tempt them with. Fuck it. What do I have to lose at this point? He looks down very sadly. I made them you.
He just kind of quirks a brow up. That has a
I let
lot of all fabulous implications.
well, and in the garden where the Lord had created paradise and Eden, they had all, but knew nothing. They wished to understand, and they wished to know. They wished to see the world as we did. And we had created this world for you, all of you. And I loved you. I loved all of you. Even the ones who were not yet born, the ones who would come, I loved. And then, when they cried out for the knowledge, I gave it to them. And I awoke in them the knowledge that even God had, because that was my right. I was his herald. I spoke his word. However, many of my brothers did not approve of this action. They spoke out against it. But in that time, we had no concept of end. There had never been an end in that way. So we debate it in the halls of the mighty. His eyes completely misted over at this point, until it was that Cain killed Abel, and then death was born. And so it was. So it was that. You can see it's actually difficult for him to say what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was that Michael was given or took my position as herald of the Almighty, and the war in heaven began between my faction and those who it was claimed served the will of the Almighty, the will of the Creator. we were defeated, and by his word we were cast down into the abyss, into hell, as he would call it. However, he never allowed me to enter hell with my brothers and my sisters, for that would be my punishment. That I must watch them become the monsters that they are, and never be allowed to join them, despite the fact they followed me. They followed my sin. That's my punishment. We are not monsters because we are fallen angels. We are monsters because of what the abyss did to us, did to them. That pain I can never know, though I would have borne it myself to save them from the twisting, the gnashing, and the gnarling. But I could not. To answer your question, Faust, or Azadrel, as is his angelic name, was in love, so much in love. I remember Alcadras, and she was fair beyond words, so much so it would split your heart asunder to gaze upon her. So much did Azadrel love her, that he wept for so long in the abyss, for she was castigated to its lowest levels, chains of iron hot as the sun, enwrapped in every inch of her form. She could never escape for her crimes. However, I think now, at long last, he may have found the key. If he can rewrite the name of the child on the day when all gates may be opened, maybe he can free her and see the thing that he loves the most again. That would be my assessment, Miss Morgan.
Huh. That's a demon love story.
We did love, you know.
I mean, I don't assume you didn't. I have no idea what they can and can't do. I just know that if I go making deals off with my head,
That's because they're tainted. Everything they do ends in destruction and pain now. Because of all the time they have spent in the abyss, they have become monsters.
well, at the risk of over pushing what I've been offered, what happens to the other name? Once it's overwritten, is it gone? Does it go somewhere? Does it have a chance to come back around?
I don't know. I assume it will be rewritten.
So it would
As,
just be gone.
yes,
Yeah, still pretty dirty dealings.
the girl was ignorant. She wished to save a soul, but did not see that it would damn herself.
Well, there's a reason there's rules against that shit. Suppose.
To answer your question, this is a grand machination of Azagel, for he is wily and he is cunning. He made people think the world would come to an end so they wouldn't look at him, they wouldn't see him. It is not yet the time for Armageddon.
And I assume Azadrel and Faust are the same person, yeah?
Azadrel is his true name. Not his true name, his angelic name. Like mine is Lucifer.
Hmm. Yeah, suppose it's a starting point.
He'll smile from where he's sitting. Yeah, maybe.
He pitches a glance upwards, up the trunk.
Mm-hmm.
So, just spitballing here, but like you said, I suppose when you're eternal, shit gets kind of dull. What do you do with yourself when you're not? Kind of wiggles the card.
I produce movies.
What?
Yeah.
I guess that is a more valid answer than I expected.
He'll shrug.
Well, hot damn. I just want you to know Bob is watching. I just got a what in all caps.
Fun fact, that's actually what he does canonically.
Canonically?
Yeah, in canon in White Wolf. I read from his official wiki. He quietly remained among humans, coming to settle in Los Angeles in the 1930s and working with the development of the film and entertainment industry.
There you go. I put things in the side chat for you to giggle at.
Oh my. Okay.
Well, all things considered, since apparently I'm not damned for talking to you or playing games, or I suppose even cracking deals if you're even the deal making type. I suppose if you ever get bored and we're not kind of squints up doing anything too engaging, I can at least offer you an open invitation to my home.
Weird
Can't offer
question.
you one to anyone else's.
Can you remember the name he called you?
Yes,
What did he call you?
Abigail.
Mhm.
I wrote it down.
At this point, he'll stand up. He's balancing at an possibly thin branch at this point, but it
Okay.
doesn't seem to even move under his weight.
I'm gonna say it's not even bowing, is it?
Nope. It's good to see you again, Abigail.
Again? You mean like pre
Before
Archbishop's
you
office?
before you can say anything to him, he will disappear.
Oh, son of a! I mean, son of God, I guess, but son of a! I see how it is. Go dropping cookie crumbs. Sticks the card in her pocket. God damn it! Now I'm gonna get curious. Fuck! She starts kind of puttering back down towards her car. And I suppose, unless you would like to do anything else, as Morgan mumbles.
When you get to your car, the entire back seat has been filled with boxes of the large bags of Skittles, with a little note stuck on the car saying, "Thank you for your invitation. Loves and kisses, Lucy."
She like mutters the whole way down there, gets the car, sees the boxes, and kind of goes, "The fuck," and snags the note off the car and glances at it, and probably actually checks to see what's in the boxes. Realizes that she now has a lifetime supply of Skittles, or at least a month or two, knowing her. But what should be a lifetime supply of Skittles, and kind of blinks and shrugs and goes, "Oh, well, fuck it." Shrugs, goes ahead and pops open the driver's door and hops into her car.
On that note, thank you, player, for playing. Thank you, watch, for watching. There's been another scene in Darkness in Dublin where, yes, Bob, the devil indeed made you do it. It's fine.